Good day. We are here for some Bioshock. Now, little did I know, System Shock 2 has been remastered and is now available for all your System Shock 2 needs. Now, I did not play System Shock 2 back in the ye olde days, but I did play Bioshock 2, or Bioshock 1 rather. Bioshock 1 here, and this was the first and pretty much only Shock games I ever played. I would later play Bioshock Infinite, but I never really got into the Shock games. I thought about doing a video on System Shock 2 way back in 2012, but it never came of anything. And today, I am joined by...
Hello, everybody. It is the Medic. How is everybody this weekend?
And see, like, Mr. Medic here has actually graduated from new guy to regular co-host, so congratulations!
Yay!
Now, what we didn't tell him is the initiation ritual. It has a lot of paddling. A lot of paddling. This is the one we call walking through the desert. This is the other one, the swollen ass or something. Of course, the Simpsons reference.
Remove the boulder of shame and attach the boulder of greatness.
Yeah, it's like it's a bigger boulder.
Yep.
All right, so let's get started. We're going to do New Game Plus because I actually have a save for this. We're just going to do medium. Only original saved games after the medic for the valid. Oh, well, I guess we're not going to do that because I don't want to reload a save. Alright, fuck it. Just go. Just go, game. Go. Hurry up. The OG version of System Shock 2 right now. No need for the... Well, the remaster probably has a controller support. And it's on all the consoles, so all the youngins will play it. On the Switch, too! Oh my god! Yeah, the Transformers movies are coming back. Live action with Michael Bay. What is this, 2007 all over again?
Ugh. I like the first one.
Yeah, the first one with Bernie Mac, you know. It's kind of crazy to think that Bernie Mac has been dead since 2008.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, he died in 2008. I think of a heart attack or something like that. And hello, Agnostic. And Cyrus, I will eventually review System Shock 2, but not this year. I got too many games. I mean, I think Bioshock 1 aged pretty well. I mean, Bioshock 1... It's funny you should say that, like, you don't think it aged well. It's like, when Bioshock 1 came out, I was actually told about this by a friend at the grocery store I worked at the time. And I got it for the Xbox 360, and I played through it. Like, staying up till like 3 or 4 in the morning, because you could do that back when you were a college student. And the thing is, I hated this game because I felt like, it's too modern, man. It's like, it's taking away from like the greatness of the older games, man. And now it's old. Like what happened? And yet people still like Mario Kart. And Mario Kart is an absolutely ancient game that's over 20 years old.
You know, fun fact, if you stay in the water, you can actually watch the rest of the plane submerge.
I am not surprised, because this is one of those games that has a ridiculous amount of detail.
That was really cool to see when that first came out.
Yeah, I will admit that, but like back in the old days, I was like, oh, you don't need that, that's extraneous detail. Alien Isolation and Far Cry 3 are nostalgia buys? Oh my god. When I think nostalgia, I'm thinking like AVP 2 or like Doom 3. One of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a... You can actually get in the water over here. Although you don't even get eaten by a shark. But a new video that's going to come out the month after next is on Mario 1. And I'm going to talk about how like it has aged really, really well. And hello, Riley. Now, this game is supposed to be like anti-capitalist, but the people who did this game don't really know what capitalism is. So like Andrew Ryan is more like a king because he owns all of Rapture, and kings generally were the largest landowner in any sort of, you know, like government or any sort of area. It's like all the land was supposed to be owned by the king, and he would lease it out to his vassals, and that's what, you know, Andrew Ryan does. I'm not going to avoid System Shock 2. I need another science fiction game to play. Well, I'm glad you got back into it, Agnostic, because it's a pretty good game. I didn't like it at first. I was like, it's just too modern, man. Now, of course, you have people with the, those aren't cigarettes. That's the plasmids. Now, this is supposed to be kind of like a play on Howard Hughes and, Disney. I think the actual Walt Disney was not that bad of a person. Yeah, belongs to the poor. Yeah, no, it belongs to the government, and it doesn't actually get to the poor. It doesn't belong to everyone. It belongs to the government. Oh wait, is there any difference between crony capitalism and communism? Not much.
General.
Yeah.
Will you espouse the virtues of capitalism?
Yes.
2 points if you got that reference.
No, I did not. But then I might not have been paying that close attention. It's because I'm focused on the game a little bit. Now, as you can see, these graphics do look pretty good. But, you know, this was originally designed for, like, the consoles of the day, like Xbox 360 and PS3. So, if this was purely a PC game, it would look even better. If it was purely PC. Okay, Agnostic, hilariously, every time you type in fort, it autocorrects to fart. So, fart frolic, oh my. Is Harley Quinn gonna be there? And Neji, we'll have to see. Adding in new co-streamers is a long process, because first I have to actually trust that you're not gonna like be crazy. Because I've seen the horror stories and read the horror stories about like people bring new people on and they go like nuts and act all inappropriate. So you just gotta be careful. Like Medic here went through like a year-long process of me actually seeing if he wasn't crazy or not.
Year-long?
Yeah.
Your vetting process was extreme.
We do extreme vetting around here.
I had to get blood, skin, hair samples, family lineage back 4 generations.
Exactly.
Dental records.
You know, followed around by a private investigator. They're not cheap, that's for sure.
His big telescopic lens kept poking out of the sunroof.
And then he ran him over with a car and knocked his hat off. That hat was expensive.
You know, he's forbidden from putting in hat expense claims.
Cole Phillips, you know. You never want to hire somebody from California. Yeah, the Art Deco style is pretty good. Now, the splicers here, like, I feel like the splicers are just kind of, like, out of place almost, just because you can add all these plasmids and you don't turn into, like, some kind of weird zombie. Hopefully this is loud enough. Yeah, I'm looking at the audio line. It looks like it is loud enough. But yeah, with all the difficulties I've had with people over the years, I'm very, very wary of, like, meeting new people or bringing new people onto the channel. Like, you gotta go through a lot of vetting to get to this point. Gattaca. That is a classic movie that is unfortunately somewhat pre-innocent. Medic, can you hear the game audio all right, or I need to boost it?
Let me check.
Okay. Stupid.
Game audio is a little low.
There we go. Alright, let's bring that up a little bit. Let's bump up the audio. It's like we know what we're doing around here. Okay, what the hell is going on here? Oh yeah, everything is literally... Hold on, we got cable problems.
Okay. Oh dear.
There we go. No, because like, I pulled the headphone cable half out, so I was getting like mono. It's like, oh my god, it's 1994 all over again. Well,
Don't
see, like,
get mono.
I don't know what that's supposed to be, though. Like, I've heard like mono is some kind of disease. It's some kind of STD, but I never like looked at what it was supposed to actually be.
They used to call it the kissing disease.
Oh, some kind of herpes, I guess. Would you kindly? I wonder what that means. So we got our
And when
wrench.
I dropped the would you kindly, you didn't get the reference.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. Whatever. See, like, meeting your heroes can be good or bad. It's one of those things where you never know what you're gonna get. That's why you just gotta be careful. You know? Oh, crap. Is this the bastard son of Donkey Kong? Okay, hold on a second.
Don't get hit with the couch.
Smacky smacky time. I think this was originally going to be more of a RPG because you have health bars on the enemies, but this plays more like a first-person shooter. I guess it's supposed to be 50s, but man, I would be annoyed. The stupid little sisters annoy the shit out of me.
Okay, I will concede there's one thing about this game that annoys me. They only used one animation when you cure the little sisters. So you will see the same animation and hear the same voice over and over and over.
Yeah. Because
They didn't want to do multiple things.
There, go on.
So this is all Chris Michael where the punch borders.
I can see why, but then again, you gotta remember this was originally for the Xbox 360 and PS3, so they kind of had to limit what they did so it would run on those. If it was on the PC, on the other hand,
you know, us dirty console gamers just ruin everything.
exactly. I mean, wait. So there's the Big Daddy. That was like the big thing for this game, which I guess it's kind of cool. It is kind of unique, but I never really went nuts about it. Oh god, there's the little sister.
Angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute. He's still breathing. It's alright. I know he'll be an angel soon.
You look how like zombified these little sisters are, and yet you just like rub their face and they become human again. I mean, it's cool, but you know, I mean, it's happy. But at the same time, I'm like, okay.
Ooh.
The old 1-2 punch.
You just triggered a memory.
Oh dear.
Off topic, did you ever watch the animated Resident Evil movies?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I was a fan though. I mean, I watched them like, and the days
Did you see the one?
ago.
Did you see the one where they zombified the like city, and then they used this gas to turn everyone back into humans?
Yeah, I think I was actually going to do a video on that one, but just never got around to it.
How many of those people suddenly became human again, only to find stomachs full of hair and skin and bullet holes inside of them?
Yeah, and then there was another movie that was a romantic comedy called Warm Bodies, where like if you had the power of love, you could go human again. Like, but actually, I actually got to see that on Valentine's Day with a female, no less. And it was actually not a terrible movie, but it was still kind of funny when you think about it, though. That's one of those things where, like, you don't tell your girlfriend or significant other, like, that wouldn't work. They would, like, all be, like, crazy. Because then you sound like an asshole. You wanted to join the stream back in the Rainick and Rage Shield days. Man, how long have you been watching? Played the first one, but leave how far. It's embezzlement, creative accounting. Hard to harvest. I never harvest any of these little sisters either, just because I'm not a crazy person. See, for me, I thought Warm Bodies was a perfectly good movie to watch with, you know, like a female. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not an annoying movie. I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I've heard a lot of horror stories about romantic comedies, and I can tell you this: it was not horribly aggravating to sit through. For me, zombies just became less relevant after World War Z because I felt like that was the peak of zombies. So for all the rest, it was just kind of like, eh.
I liked, Christ, what was that movie with Woody Harrelson?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Zombieland.
Yes. Those were pretty good.
I'll be honest with you. I thought it was 100% okay. It was not one of those movies that I went nuts about. You know?
Oh, same. It was just adequate.
For me, a lot of those movies, it was the 2010s personified, along with like the one with the guy, the superhero one, Kick-Ass. And so here's the scary part: Hit Girl in Kick-Ass is probably close to her 30s now. Yeah, she would be 30 if she was 10 years old in the movie, and the movie came out in like, what was it, 2010, I think. She'd be exactly 30. Time flies when you're having fun. Wait, don't want to shoot it.
Wait a minute. If she was 10 in what year?
2010, I think. Oh,
so 2010 to 2020 is 10 years, so that's 20. She'd be 25.
Okay, I can't do math.
It's okay.
There we go. I can remember what the wrench controls are. I'm too tired to do math. Or I'm paying attention to the game. There we go. That's the excuse. I do have a college degree. Maybe that's why I can't do math. Let's see. Well, Cyrus, we'll have to see. Because here's the thing. A lot of the reason why Triple X made it here is because he was very persistent in talking to me, and I was like, at first I was like, whatever. And yeah, I apologize, but I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm very jaded when it comes to people, but you won me over, so that's the thing. It's not like you know, Triple X had to like fill out like a form, and then he sent it off to like, you know, my boss, you know, Binaural Bots, or anything like that. It's like he was persistent in talking to me, and he wasn't annoying. So see, that's the thing, Cyrus. It's like if you're persistent and not annoying, you win. That's the main thing. And yeah, I'm good at the money math as well. Just don't ask me to do quadratic equations. See,
you know, Agnostic. I'm sorry, real quick. Agnostic makes a good point.
What?
The Walking Dead could have been great, but they turned it into a drama first and a survival horror second.
I've not seen that in years, so I couldn't tell you. It's because they didn't all have automatic weapons. They would so have that. You raid the National Guard armory. It's like, why would you not do that?
There was a great scene when the governor just unloads on his people with a Steyr.
But see, to me, that sounds kind of random. Like, most people would have had just, like, M16A2s in a zombie apocalypse. But hey, it works. At least it's in 5.56.
There was a particular scene that got under my skin so bad when one of the villains tries to kill Daryl with his crossbow, and he misses, and he says, "Oh, this has a lot of recoil." I'm like, bro, do you even crossbow?
Yeah. I mean, these are, you know...
people that never fired a gun suddenly trying to explain guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's painful. See, Agnostic, a MAC-10 is only good because of the NFA. If the NFA didn't exist, no one would care about the MAC-10. Uh-oh.
They burn
It's
a lot of
Destiny.
ammo. Like, that's a finite resource in the zombie times.
Yeah, but I guess the way I look at it is there's so many dead people, and there's so many guns, and so much ammo and ammo components. I don't think you'd run out anytime soon.
You could literally just go to a small island, set up shop, and just be safe. Zombies can't swim.
That could work, although World War Z had the zombies actually have the ability to swim, kind of. They'd walk on the underside of the, walk on the bottom of the ocean.
I'm listening to the audiobook, and they do say that.
That's why I'm such a big fan of World War Z, because they're smart about it. They know what they're talking about. And even then, like Max Brooks, the son of Mel Brooks, yes, the zombie guy is the son of Mel Brooks. He's smart, but he doesn't get all the details right. And then, of course, Reddit has had a field day with that. Oh, man, I found a woke version of World War Z, believe it or not. It was a fanfic, a woke fic, where basically it's like Reddit in the World War Z future is like saying how Rassasicism, the narrator of World War Z is. It's hilariously bad. Because, like, it's not surprising such a thing would exist. Yeah, World War Y.
World War Y, huh?
I mean, it was hilariously bad. It's on a website that really hates a lot of those, I guess you could call them conservative writers, but they're not really. Writers that aren't woke, we'll just call them that, you know? They really hate a guy named Tom Kratman, who basically predicted today's world in a way that's really frightening. It's where basically trucks of peace, nudge nudge hint hint, took over the URIPS and turned it into a fiery but mostly peaceful country. And the book itself, called Caliphate, oh dear, takes place in the 2100s, and uh-oh, seems like that might actually be going on. Not to be political, but that's what the book was about. And man, oh crap! It's a fire but mostly peaceful turret! And zappy zappy time. I think you get more, like, Eve in this game than you got in the Xbox version. And so, like, they really hate... Wait a second.
You got me with that fiery but peaceful turret.
Hey, you know, the game gave me the option, gave me the opening, and I had to take it.
Good man.
But yeah, Caliphate's not really a book you'd want to read, like, if you want to not be depressed. It's a little silly in places, like the fact they use, like, a giant battle zeppelin, or the fact they got, like, this Chinese, like, super spy that has, like, you know, like, super kung fu fighting skills, but, like, the actual political commentary is remarkably on point. And it's not a bad book, but it's not the best I've ever read. The problem with, like, reading, like, books that have, like, political stuff in them is it does get preachy. I like how Andrew Ryan just has a TV over here.
Writers, politics.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see the trailer for 28 Years Later?
Yeah, but I never cared about the 28 franchise, so it's like, eh.
I saw 28 Days Later. It was okay.
It's the rage
28
zombies.
Weeks Later is the dumbest reason for existing ever.
Huh.
I won't spoil it, but this dude literally doomed an entire country.
Sounds about right. Because that was then the new British invasion of, like, horror films, where you had, like, 28 weeks or 28 days later, The Descent, etc., etc. The only one of the British invasions that I cared about was Dog Soldiers, which I still love to this day. Dog Soldiers is, I have a review of it from way back in 2012 on the channel, but Dog Soldiers is aliens, but werewolves. It is literally the same movie, except with werewolves. And British people.
I saw this British movie. It was a recent movie that came out in around like 2008-ish. And it was kind of like a Mad Max for Britain. There was this chick that had like this augmented eyeball. And what was the guy's name who played Mario in the Mario movie? He was also Smee.
Chris Pratt.
No, the original Mario movie.
Oh, Bob Hoskins.
Yes, Bob Hoskins was like her handler. It was like a MI6 type thing, and she had to go into this exclusion zone to rescue this girl. And like all the villains were like Mad Max Road Warrior types. It was actually kind of good.
Huh.
I can't remember the name of the movie for the life of me.
Doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I never even heard of it. Oh, the hacking. I like the hacking. It doesn't make any sense where it uses science goo. Science juice. It's Argent energy, just less efficient. Yeah, talking about...
I always thought it was propel... I always thought that was that propel fluid from Portal.
You know, I haven't played Portal in at least 15 years. The more
Great
people inject
games.
himself. No, you're thinking of Project Metal Beast, agnostic. Dog Soldiers is where these British soldiers, they're in like Scotland, and they all have to hold up at a house because they're being attacked by werewolves, and they have to hold out just like the Marines did in Aliens. Project Metal Beast. Have you ever heard of Project Metal Beast?
No, I have not.
Project Metal Beast is beautiful. It is a movie where, like, the government wants to create werewolves that are coated in, like, body armor. It is one of the silliest movies I've ever seen, but still pretty entertaining. I almost kind of want to spoil the ending just because it's one of those... I just kind of want to talk about it. They can't shoot the werewolves because they're coated in like this bulletproof compound, right? So they can't use a silver bullet on it. So what do? What they do is they literally get a Lotz rocket launcher. They go to like the general's silver stash because he collects silver coins, melts down the silver, and makes silver rockets to blow up the werewolf. It's beautiful.
Okay, you got me at silver rockets.
Yeah, it literally makes silver rockets for a rocket launcher. It's gonna be pretty expensive. Alright, let's start shooting these people. Give me all that sweet, sweet money. Not that I need it yet. What version of Bioshock is this? Is the PC version with a controller, yeah. This is the Bioshock Remastered. Because I like controller support, because I'm old. That's the thing, though. That's something I was talking about with somebody earlier today about, like, people getting old. You know, like the AV Gen, he's pushing 50. For me, I come from a long-lived family that doesn't really get old. It's like Gramps was climbing trees when he was, like, 80, so I'm not too worried about being old, but my hands do get tired from all the computering I do during at work, so...
Don't get carpal tunnel.
You know, that is a concern I've had, so I thankfully don't have to worry too much about that, though, just because I am always making sure my hands are stretched out and such. Or soaking them in water. Yeah, that's the thing. I love movies from the 80s and the 90s because they had all these weird-ass ideas.
Like Universal Soldier?
Yeah, Universal Soldier is still kind of basic, though. What really saves Universal Soldier is, of course, the fact that you've got Dolph Lundgren being completely insane, and I love it.
And JCVD.
That too, but really, you know, the dude, Dolph, Big Dolph, you know, he steals the show though. Gentlemen, lend me your ears.
Hey man, your driver's not looking so hot. I love his rant at the supermarket.
Yeah. That's something I was thinking about today. Watched a couple episodes of the ye old Drew Carey show, and one of the things I realized is a show like that couldn't be made today not because of the wokiness. The wokiness is a problem, yes. It's just it's too light. People always got to be all serious all the time, you know. They couldn't make fun of the Mimi Bobek character at all. It's like, that's fat shaming. It's like, it's a joke, people. Come on, I'm trying to see if you have any money. Yeah, fuck it. Now, what we can do to save on ammunition, because 45 ACP ain't cheap. Zap up. Because what you need to do is you need to do that. You need to do this. I'm not playing this as smart as I should.
Hey, was that a reach around reload?
Oh my. See, like Jack here, he knows how to treat the ladies right. Okay, where the hell? This is what most of the game is.
About how Drew Carey can't be made today.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and this is just a personal gripe, but like one of my big issues with a lot of movies today is everything has to be cynical. Like, we can't have a hero be a hero. They have to like do some Ryan Reynolds style quip about how everything sucks.
Yeah, that is true. And unfortunately, like this is something I was talking about you like off stream. About how like everything has to be a female protagonist. Now, I'm not a red pill guy. I don't have a problem with females. You know, it's just like when every single protagonist is a female, I just like, it's like, can we like have like a male character, please? Just like one. Give us one. Just one. One would be good.
If they were to give us a male, he would be neutered, or a POC, or both.
And see, like, they don't have a problem with, like, males being the villain. They're all right with that.
Oh, they love that.
Right now, I'm reading a book by Scottish writer Christopher Nuttall. I love the guy. He's great. He's a great writer, one of my favorite modern writers. But it's... oh, crap. Fuck. I'm screwed. God damn it.
Oh.
I knew I was screwed when that happened. One of my favorite modern writers, because he doesn't go in for the wokeness, but the thing about it is, pretty much all his protagonists are females. So the latest book he's got is really good. It's really good. It's about like these... oh, crap. Wait, no, I can still do it. It's about these psychic kids who have like these magic powers. That's great. So how much you want to bet the main character is a female? The secondary... oh, crap. God damn it. Not again. No, I'm screwed. No. You know what? Screw it. I don't need the stuff in there. I don't want it. I'm gonna blame the chat. I blame you, Cyrus.
Damn it, Cyrus. You had one job.
But yeah, like in that book, the main character is a female. The secondary protagonist is a female. The main villain is, of course, a male. I mean, why would it not be? They have one guy character on the good guy side, and of course, you know, he's not actually the protagonist, like, at all. He's just sort of like the little sidekick dude, and it's like, really? You can't... and the thing is, I like female characters. You know, I like Mara Jade. I like, you know, Etain from Republic Commando. I like all that. It's just, come on, throw me a freaking bone here, people. And so, like, this new Jurassic Park... go on.
I was just venting to you about the movie G20 and how Viola Davis just got me so angry. I'm not red pilled either, but like I can't suspend my disbelief that a 5'2", 140-pound woman is going to take down mercenaries that are jacked and roided out.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's like, and like, you know, Ripley, I can believe that. You know, I can
Yes.
believe.
Well, she didn't try to fight the alien. She didn't punch it.
Yeah, she was shooting at him.
Yeah, she used cunning herself.
And the thing about it is, like, a lot of the females you see in Hollywood, they could not go toe-to-toe with a biological male. They can't do it, because they're not going to have the mass. They could have the skill, yes, but they're not going to have the mass. God damn it. And so, that's why you got guns, you know, Sam Colts and all the rest.
If you look at, like, movies like Die Hard, Bruce Willis gets, you know, he's never really in control. But he comes out on top because he's resourceful and good with guns. And I can buy that.
For more than $1.
I like what you did there.
It's kind of like RoboCop, you know, like Ann Lewis is not trying to punch out, you know, Clarence Boddicker, because Clarence Boddicker would rock her, you know. But Clarence Boddicker would also rock Murphy, too, and does. You know, it's like, there has to be some sort of realization that if you're going to have a female go toe-to-toe with a male, it can't be some 90-pound waif. It's not going to work. But the same thing is, we can have a male character. You can have a guy not be a villain and actually do something. And so, like, Jurassic Park, that new Jurassic Park Remnant or Revival or whatever, it starts with an R. You know, having Black Widow be, you know, the main character, I don't buy that she's bossing around mercenaries. I don't. If you had, like, say, Pete Postlewhite, if he were alive, you know, leading some mercenaries, yeah, I believe he can do that. It's just not gonna, it isn't gonna work. I heard that InRange TV accused the company of being associated with the Moonies. Oh yeah, the Moonies. They're a weird bunch of people. Okay, I think we gotta get like a flame thing to do that. But yeah, the Moonies are like some sort of weird Japanese cult, and they own Car Arms, the people who do Tommy guns. I don't know. I don't think most people really give a damn about they really care about the, you know, philosophy of the gun company they buy a rifle from. And besides, don't buy a Car Arms Tommy gun. They're not worth it. They're overly expensive, and if you want to buy a 45 ACP carbine, just buy something more reasonable, like an AR carbine. Zap them. Oh crap, those are stupid cameras. Let's see, I feel like traditional heroes are too simple these days. Well, the thing is, I think what you're thinking of, Cyrus, is no, traditional heroes aren't too simple. Like, Luke Skywalker is not a simple character, especially in the novels. And besides, there's a lot of other characters, like Luke Skywalker is often like, it's like, he's boring, but like, he's got to learn to like not be so angry. Why so serious, Mr. Skywalker? Why so serious? Okay, we've got no ammo, and we've got no health. You hear the news, get a G.I. Joe versus Transformers. You know, that would be pretty cool. Oh, the movies are South Korean. Okay.
There's a lot of water in this area that applies extra shock damage with your plasmid to this psycho surgeon.
Yeah, I wasn't paying as close attention. I'm blaming Cyrus again. How could you? This has a lot of the early game hell. Once you get further in the game, it's like a lot easier. Because you actually have money and ammunition. Hey, it's like real life. Yeah, Transformers versus G.I. Joe. There's actually a comic based, or actually a number of comic series like that. And, you know, I'm a big fan of the first run by Devil's Due Publishing. Okay, let's go over here. And let's hack this thing. Let's try to hack it, at least. But I think that Jurassic Park movie would have done better had they got, like, a charismatic male actor. Oh, I'm gonna get canceled for saying that. I'm just saying, like, Black Widow is not charismatic. Like, she can't act. And then, like, when you do have, like, a male character, they usually make him over-emotional. Like, this new Superman, maybe he'll be good, but, like, every scene we see of new Superman, he's, like, constantly whinging and screaming and stuff. It's like... It's one of those things where it's a little annoying. It's like, I like the idea of a more, you know, emotionally controlled Superman. I'm not tacky. This is a really well-coordinated wrench. Superman might be alright. I mean, one of the lines was pretty funny where he's like, I'm doing important stuff. That's cool, but it's like, there's like the interview scene with him and Lois, and he's like, I was trying to save people. It's like, whoa, tone it down a notch. And then, like, there's another scene that got leaked where, like, Superman's was all, Luther, where is my dog? It's like, Soups, please be calm. What is your boggle? The important thing, oh, we gotta burn them alive. Burn them!
You can also use that to melt the ice in the foyer.
That's what. I shall do so. Let's see. Star Trek. The Fantastic Four reboot looks like it's going to be okay. I don't think I'm actually going to go see it because I'm not that big of a Fantastic Four fan. I thought the one with Jessica Alba was kind of good. I didn't think that movie was too bad.
How many times are they going to remake Fan Four Stick?
I don't think anybody knows how to get a good writer for them, because that's not a hard movie to do. It's just nobody...
I remember there was one in the 80s, one in the 90s, two in the 2000s.
And I think, like, the one with... I did not see The Rise of the Silver Surfer, but I kind of want to, just because you've got Lawrence Fishburne as the Silver Surfer. I really like that, because I really like him. He's a very good actor. Man, he's old now too. Who isn't old? Who isn't old around here?
I hate to say it, but I'm almost getting, like, superhero fatigue.
See, like, I don't know. For me, I don't have a problem with superheroes. I just have a problem with bad superheroes. But I will also
That's what
admit,
I mean. Like, they're like, all the good ones have been done. So now we're delving into, like, the B team.
The only issue with superheroes is it's pretty much the same story each time. You know, it's always like, bad guys show up! Superheroes have to do the soupy things, you know? There's only so much you can do with a superhero. Okay, let me zap that turret here. Actually, do I need to zap him? Is that gonna be worth my time? Nah, I'm just gonna leave it. So, like, you got, like, Bioshock here. This is, you know, body horror, steam, diesel punk, you know, that sort of thing. With superheroes, you can't do anything. It's like, bad guys attack, superheroes show up, you know? I'll take that, thank you.
One of the things that, like, kind of ruined it for me was, like, when they came out with the Avengers. Like, why would Spider-Man or any of these guys ever fight alone knowing that they could call upon all these other people to help them?
Yeah, that's the one thing you're not supposed to ask that question. You're never supposed to ask that question.
Just consume product.
But see, like, Avengers in and of itself, in a vacuum, is perfectly fine. You know, it's like, it's cool. You finally get to see Iron Man and all these other characters show up. But yeah, then it's like, why exactly in Iron Man 3, the movie right after, why didn't Thor help out? Like, you'd think that he'd be useful, but they always have to be someplace else. They got like the space sickness. They got space diarrhea. You know, so they couldn't help.
Space rabies.
0451. All right. 045 singular. There we go. Kind of like, where was Ahsoka? When she was sick. She wasn't in the galaxy for some reason. Traditional hero shot in the back of the head by the true anti-hero protagonist. Yeah, but then he wouldn't be a hero, Cyrus. He'd be the bad guy. No one who's not a shit stain would shoot someone in the back of the head and then make a joke about it. You know, that's not a guy. That guy's gonna be engaging in a lot of activities that would be found repugnant.
Deadpool.
Not really. Maybe in the comics, yeah, but like in the movie, you wouldn't. Here's the thing. Let's say Deadpool shows up and shoots Cyclops in the back of the head. Everybody'd be pissed off, including me. You don't want your heroic characters doing stuff like that, you know, because then no one's gonna root for him except for the Redditors. Marvel Universe is bad with Kraven. Yep. The Venom movies aren't bad. It's just all the others are terrible. The thing is, though, I don't know why they're not just making heroes. Make a Spider-Man movie, you know? Just have Spider-Man show up, say his lines, and move on. It's like, nobody wants to see. How many people want to? How do people even know who Kraven the Hunter even is? How many people even know who Mobius even is? I know who he is, but I'm a fucking nerd. How many normies give a shit about Michael Morbius, who in the original Spider-Man animated show looked a lot like the guy who made The Room?
Tommy was so.
Yeah.
You got a boomstick.
12 gauge Remington. Wait, no. This is not a Wingmaster. Okay, what is this thing? I think this is probably some mid-century design. Probably more of a Winchester. I don't remember when the Wingmaster came out. Could be all that good stuff. Who would survive She-Hulk better, Wolverine or Deadpool? Wolverine, he's got the metallic bones. But see, like, for me, since I'm such a fucking nerd, I would actually say, like, well, you see, like, She-Hulk, she actually has the ability to control her thrusts, so, you'd actually be able to be ridden by her without too much damage, or any at all.
Oh, it's She-Hulk.
See, like, when I think of She-Hulk, I think of the original, like, hot She-Hulk from the 90s. Not the twerky one.
When they had her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion, I was like, really, dude? Really? This is what we're doing?
I mean,
I just when superhero stuff was for nerds and not for normies.
Even normies don't want that shit, because it's bad. It's unimaginative stuff. What it is a bunch of lonely-ass millennials lamenting their bad choices in life, and they're forcing you to watch a dramatized version of that. Like, that's why, you know, you've got, you know, those sweet, sweet pistol rounds. That's why you've got, like, She-Hulk, like, constantly striking out with, like, the Chads. That's somebody's life we're watching there. That's one of the writers' lives right there.
Yeah, a self-insert.
And so, it's like, it makes sense to me why that movie failed so, or why that TV show failed so bad, because nobody wanted to watch something that bad.
Oh,
Spencer shotgun. Nice.
Can I rant for a quick second about the new Tomb Raider?
Go for it.
All right. Phoebe Waller-Bridges is heading up the new Tomb Raider. I think it's I don't know if it's a movie or if it's like a cartoon movie. But they're removing her tomb raiding because that's considered colonial. It's like colonial, like you go to a country, sees it's well, like, dude, shut up. Shut up. She's no longer going to raid tombs. She's going to seek the truth.
Yep.
And she's joining the Scissor Sisters crew.
Like, and once again, are we surprised? It's what you can't just have a tough female anymore. It's got to be some sort of political thing.
Well, when you look at the writing, it makes complete sense.
I mean, yeah, from the reboot trilogy, but like the original one, she was, you know, not really into that sort of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Don't cry.
The rebooted Tomb Raider games. I liked the first one. The second one was kind of dumb. And the third one was pretty good. But it's like what they're doing now, like with like the movies and the TV shows, it's like, come on, man.
It's not gonna be as well remembered as the original with Angelina Jolie. Let's just put it this way: young adolescent General Lotz was most impressed by her assets. But which I mean the HK pistols, totally the HK pistols.
I mean, it's like you have a female character that male people relate to and love, and you want to make her a man-hating woman now.
Exactly, because guess what? The creators hate men because they won't approach them.
And then it's going to flop, and no one's going to watch it, and they're going to blame men again.
Yes, it's what it is. It's what they got to do because they don't have any ideas of their own, and they just aren't going to put forth the effort to make it to where, like, when it comes to this whole the fake feminism, let's call it what it is. It's fake feminism. You know, the old feminists were like, hey, we should have a right to vote since we got to, you know, pay taxes and are, you know, under the jurisdiction of the law. Now it's like, why won't men talk to me even though I'm, like, horribly mean to literally everybody I know? It's like, huh, I wonder why. Where have all the good men gone? Away from people like you.
I was literally about to say the same thing. Like, you make a product bashing people and then you wonder why no one sees it.
Because it's just, nobody wants to see that bullshit.
I mean, the Angelina Tomb Raiders appeal to both men and women.
I actually like the deleted ending for the second Tomb Raider, where, like, the dude lived, but sadly they had to kill off, like, her, like, there was a villain that was, like, her boyfriend at one point, but then, like, he went evil. At the end of the movie, I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, the deleted ending had him live, which I think would have been much better. But I guess even in 2000, whatever the hell that was, they had to have her be by herself because don't need no man. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy is terrible. Let's see, X-Men 97. They fired him over stuff. Oh yeah, the X-Men 97 creator. X-Men 97 was an attempt to bring back the original X-Men the animated series. And it did all right. It wasn't great, but it did okay. But the creator of the X-Men 97 series, well, you see, he had an OnlyFans. Oh dear. And he posted like all sorts of naked pictures of himself on there, and Disney, for whatever reason, didn't like that. One wonders why. One thing that was kind of nasty about X-Men 97, though, is they constantly had Magneto naked. One wonders why. So, yeah. You had one job, people. Make X-Men. Why have a 70-year-old man naked?
I think they thought it said triple X-Men.
Yeah. If only it was 2010 all over again, because then it would just be a parody. Marvel need to make a good MCU Blade. They can't do it. They won't be able to do it because they don't have the mindset or the mentality to do it. Blade should be a slam dunk today, you know? We've got the technology, we've got, you know, a whole cinematic universe to play in, but they can't do it. They have to be smug and self-righteous about it, and people will be pissed. I'm still excited to see that new,
Damn it, avocado, or no, I'm sorry, avocado, agnostic. I didn't need that mental visual.
Oh god, I know what that is. Wait, no, wait, do I need to, like, blow that up? I wasn't really paying attention because I was focusing on the chat. Like, what's the objective here?
Oh, you have to catch the bombs and throw them back at him.
Okay. Oh, clear the debris with grenades. Gotcha. I know how to play video game. There we go. It's the Joker. Jared Leto. I didn't think he was born yet. Powerpuff Girls actually had a positive episode on feminism. Yep. Where like there was like Susan B. Anthony or something. And like they made like the Powerpuff Girls be like way radical, well, not even radical feminists, more just like assholes. And like then like turns out the Susan B. Anthony character is like beating people up and like killing people and shit. It's like the Powerpuff Girls learned that like killing people is wrong. You'd think they would already know that, but whatever. Exactly. Blade should be a very easy thing to do, but they're gonna have all sorts of the message. Although I've noticed that companies are like trying to walk that back because nobody likes that anymore. Because it's stupid. Don't insult your customers. Alright, grab it. Hacky time. It's hack slash. Or hack sign, I forget. I know hack sign's an anime, but I've never seen it, nor do I want to. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that the heady days of like the early YouTube have been gone for like the last decade. The AVGN, but the AVGN's still around, but like he's not at the height of his powers anymore. The nostalgia critic is now old. It's like, did you ever think when you were in your early 20s that like all the stuff that you liked would become like super ancient?
No.
Because like it just seemed like that's just the way things would be forever, and then it's like, oh, well, that was like 30 years ago. It's like the Drew Carey show is 30 goddamn years ago. How did it happen? How do these things happen? I blame you, Cyrus.
I couldn't have predicted in 2006 that YouTube would be the thing I watch more than TV.
Yeah, me neither. Weirdly enough, Amazing Atheist, he was on Channel Awesome at one point. Oh crap! Fuck! No!
I heard TJ Kirk lost his mind.
I have no. Is that the Amazing Atheist's real name, or?
Yes.
Is that somebody else? Because I never knew what his real name was. I think I watched it like once or twice. I was never really into.
And no, I'm not talking to him. It's public information.
Okay. See, I never was into the whole atheist, like, skeptic movement, because it always seems so smug and self-righteous to me, and I can't stand that sort of thing. You know, you don't have to be into the religions, but at the same time, the way they talk about it, it's like, Mr. Holier Than Thou. That's the thing. They all can't. Go on.
I remember when Shoe on Head used to be based.
I do not know who a shoe or a head is. Who is that?
A big titty Canadian girl that used to be based. Got in with the bread tubers, and I can happily report she's slightly starting to come back around.
Oh, crap. No! Ugh. Well, that's good. Kind of like, you know, Lindsay Ellis was not an annoying bitch at one point. No! God damn it!
No, she was a human for a little while.
Shit. Ah, fuck it. No. Ugh. I blame the chat again, all the time.
You don't have any auto hacks?
No, I've used them all up, and I need to, like, be... It's hard to pay attention to the game and everything else. That's the only problem with playing games on a stream, at least for me, because I'm, like, trying to focus on talking to everybody. And so my brain is, like, in 3 places at once.
Well, General, I have some bad news.
Oh, dear. You're gonna be a bread tuber.
I will never be a bread tuber. But I must depart
All right, watch out for the bread tubers.
Now, I believe next week is the 5th. So you will have me for the full undivided attention.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to do Red Faction Go Riller.
Yay!
Ah, damn, I didn't get the incinerate.
But I wish you a good night and a great stream.
All right, and I'll see you later.
And goodbye to everyone in chat. Take care, be well. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Remember to always celebrate your country's independence by blowing up a small part of it.
Exactly. All right, bye, guys.
And Cyrus, the thing about like making a character is you don't need to make him morally gray. You need to first have a character, give him some traits, give him a backstory, and have it be a natural growth into something. So like take Han Solo. Han Solo was a, you know, moved spice, you know, that sort of thing. And so that's morally ambiguous, and he eventually found his way to being a hero, where he would never do such a thing. It's just like, your characters have to have some redeeming qualities, and if they don't, no one's gonna like them. That's the thing. It's like, if Han Solo, like, beat up Luke, no one would like him, and no one would care. The thing is, that is an example of what's wrong with modern-day media, is like, all the characters are unlikable assholes. No one's gonna want to get into that. Even good people have their bad days. And so just give your characters a bad day, or have them have some sort of past trauma potentially. But you don't necessarily need to even have that. You just need your character to be entertaining. More than anything else, your character needs to be entertaining. They need to have that charisma. They need to have the, as the cool kids would say, that drip. Being morally ambiguous is not necessarily the thing that really makes things that much better. Okay. $10 to heal. Lindsay Ellis for tearing Movie Bob. I did not know she would do that. Awesome. Lindsay Ellis. Everybody was like totally hot for that woman. But here's the thing though. I never found her that hot. I found her more kind of annoying and pretentious back in the Yoli days. But here's the funny thing. Back in my adolescent days, there was a, let's just say a actress of a certain kind that looked exactly like her. It was kind of crazy. It's like, wait, did the nostalgia chick do some movies that shall remain nameless? Some cream-filled cakes, I wonder? Because she looked exactly the same. Morally gray, staying gray for the whole story. It is, because like Han Solo starts out as, you know, a street urchin, and he eventually becomes, you know, a New Republic general and, you know, a really high quality dude. The thing is, like, morally gray is where you start, not where you end up as. Oh my god, don't smoke! D3PO says, don't smoke. Hold on, I'm trying to loot the corpse here, but, well, whatever. Now see, Adam in, like... Now see, I like that this is morally ambiguous here, but you wouldn't want to be the morally ambiguous character. Oh my god, I didn't know Hannah Montana was supposed to be called that. The juiciness is real.
There is another way. Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
Yeah, this is what Movie Bob fantasizes about all the time. Okay, why would you not? Now, you could say that maybe Jack here has the touch, or has been like designed to where he can like pull off all the mutations, but that really doesn't make any sense. That is a real anime looking kid. So wait, could Atlas secretly be the bad guy? What? I never could have guessed. I mean, he is Irish. I mean, no.
If you cross paths with another of them gatherers garden machines, make sure you pick up a new plasmid or two. That's if the price ain't too dear, of course.
You know, the thing about these gatherers gardens, it's like, could they not be as annoying? Okay, are we waiting for this to open up or what? Open the emergency access. Okay, so I have to actually go hit a button. Or did it already? Is it gonna open by itself? Could you please, like, shut up? Give me all the health upgrades. And we've got no money. Hey, it's like real life. You know, whoever did their marketing, it's like, why do we need to have, like, annoying jingles sung by annoying kids? Like, it would make me not want to buy it. Basically, everybody who came to Rapture was the absolute worst human being known to man. But the thing is, if social media existed, they'd be the most smug, self-righteous assholes imaginable. Okay, let's save, because I'm gonna die a lot, because I don't have anything to really fight this thing. I need to ask my grandmother about that. She probably doesn't remember, because it's one of those things that, like, as annoying as that shit is, why would you remember after, like, 50 years or more? But, like, did people actually like those, I wonder? Blasty blasty times! Come on, reload, reload. Damn you sporting shotguns. The NFA doesn't exist yet. Sporting purpose my ass. Give me an 8-round tube, damn it. Only 75 bucks. You know, I could just use a med kit. I don't really need Adam. Above all, do no harm. Or no, it says do. Oh, I thought it said do harm. No, it's do no harm. It's like, yeah, well, unless you don't have insurance. But then again, don't crap. Okay, he's just gonna chuck that over there. Well, the people go on about that, like, oh, we need, like, socialized medicine, but it doesn't work. It never has. Okay, here we go. No, that did not work. Oh, crap, 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 crap. There we go. Go, 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 go! Damn it! Ooh, that was so close. I actually really like this minigame. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Aha! Give me all the first aid kits. And the Eve. And I think we're good. Well, that's true. 75 bucks would have been a lot. It's kind of like the original Nintendo was like the equivalent of $1,000 today. That's the thing about the AVGN. He came from, shall we say, a bit of an affluent family because in his book, James Rolfe talks about getting a camera and an NES on the same day. Now that is a pretty good Christmas. It's like, we need to abolish Christmas. This bathysphere really does not instill with confidence. But I really quite like this game. Like, it is not... I think this has aged pretty well. Yeah, it does feel a little lacking in places, but I think that's just because of the console. Like, some of the animations are kind of limited. Some of the facial animations are really bad. I think somebody mentioned last week about how, like, the aim down sights is pretty basic. But still, though, the story's good, the gameplay's fun. You can get sucked into this game pretty easily. Wait a minute, I'm in the game, and we sell fish. When did that happen? One of the things that's kind of funny, though, is my family has not been associated with fish ever. Mainly, like, do a lot of mechanical stuff. Mechanical engineering, tech. My grandfather was a fireman for many, many years until he got into tech. Which, to me, I always think it's kind of crazy to think. Like, he was in his 40s when computers really became a thing. Alright, give me some incinerate. Well, if he's a space pirate, he can't engage in any sort of activities with a female. That's the first thing, because no one's gonna like a character who was a former individual like that. You can see there's a difference between a hero and a protagonist. A hero is somebody you can kind of look up to, someone you can really like. A protagonist you don't necessarily have to like or look up to. So there's a character in a novel called Shadow of the Conqueror who was a republicist, and he becomes the protagonist, but he's still a guy that you don't necessarily want to like, even if he is doing good things. If you want a likable hero, he can't do anything particularly repugnant. If he does do something repugnant, most of the story is going to be focused on him basically angsting about doing the bad thing. So, like, let's take Worf from Star Trek. He's always been portrayed as the good guy, but one of the episodes had him basically, as part of his character development... Okay, wait a minute. Do I have armor piercing? No, it's... have any armor piercing at all? I do. But one of the things that gave Worf some angst is when he was younger, he accidentally killed somebody while playing like American football. Like, he tackled somebody with all of his Klingon strength and it snapped his neck. So that makes Worf a slightly darker character, but he spends a lot of time angsting about it. And that's why he's likable, because we recognize that he's human, but he didn't go out of his way to be a complete crappy person. But yeah, Walter White is a good protagonist. You don't like him, but you can definitely kind of root for him almost. But he's certainly not a good guy. Walt White is, as I like to say these days, a bit of a shit stain. Okay, give me my regular double aught. Double aught is really bad at barrier penetration. So I don't think we'd actually be able to kill this guy with that, but whatever. Yes, yes, Mr. Bubbles. Well, at least you got a PS2. That's not too bad, but yeesh. That's not fun. Divorces are not good.
Are you really a friend to us? Regardless, a little one brings you a gift to demonstrate our appreciation.
Tannenbaum wants to reward me, eh? Oh my. Oh crap. I am so dead. See, this is still really early game hell. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna zap her. And it's time to do more hacking. But yeah, an actual hero has to be heroic. Even if he's an anti-hero. I mean, you could arguably say that Han Solo is an anti-hero. But he doesn't do anything really bad. Like, he's not like, oh, he shot a innocent child. Like, that didn't happen, you know. If he had, then that would be a big part of his character, and you couldn't really get away from that. The thing is, everybody's going to be a little morally gray here and there. Nobody's 100% uncorruptible pure pureness. So just the natural way people live can easily give them a bit of grayness in and of themselves. And that's another turret that wants to blast me. It's just one of those, a lot of the anti-hero tropes are just ways for lazy writers to spice up really kind of flat characters. You don't necessarily need a character to be bad. Oh my god, please shut this. I hate every single human being who ever lived. Whoever designed that needs to be shown the way to the next dimension. Actually, I probably could use that instead. As this hypnotized Big Daddy sounds good, but... Okay, let's go ahead and swap that out for telekinesis. TK time. Well, then he's not really a pirate. That's what they get paid for half the time. If you wanted to have a pirate, you could have him be a privateer. You can still have him be morally ambiguous, but he's not engaging in, like, actual criminal activity. I mean, being a pirate is being a criminal, and criminals aren't really, you know, known for being good people. A privateer is where they get paid X number of dollars from the government to basically attack enemy shipping. You could do that. Arguably, Captain Jack is somewhat of a privateer. But the thing about it, though, is you don't want to be lazy. You need to give a character realistic flaws. Like, one of my ideas for creating a character of my own is, like, I want a character that... Because I don't like a character with some flaws. Because that's where you can get a lot of drama. But, like, not where he's like, oh yeah, he, like, stabbed somebody in the neck when he was, like, age 10 because he was mad. You don't want to do that. But you could have a lot of drama where, like, your character gets really mad. You know, like, he gets mad, like, at the drop of a hat almost. Did I not get that bloody... Did I not buy any aid kits? But, like, people with a temper, you know? Because everybody knows somebody that has, you know, a temper that gets angry over nothing. But you could have your hero do that, and then he's like, oh man, I'm so sorry, I just kind of lost myself there. You could do that, and that would be pretty compelling, I think. Okay, give me all the sweet, sweet stuff here. And that'd be really compelling. You could have him get really mad at a very critical juncture, and he loses. He doesn't die, but he loses, because instead of actually talking to somebody, he, like, punches somebody in the face. And he could feel really bad afterward, but it'd be too late. It's just one of those things that you gotta look at, like, what makes a human being, you know? There's more to life than just being a fucking criminal. A criminal's a good shorthand, but you don't have to go that far. Just have somebody with a temper, have somebody who's kind of lazy, you know, stuff like that. A good example of a cool character arc is a ripoff of Rocky called Real Steel that has this, it's where, the guy who played Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, plays this deadbeat dad, and he's just kind of, you know, he's lost in his own mind. Like, he wanted to be this great boxer, but he couldn't be because, like, robots replaced boxers, which is kind of silly. And so he's just kind of a loser because of that. You can have that. You can have it be where a character is really lazy, you know, they don't want to work. And then they work on that, you know, all sorts of things. You don't have to necessarily have a character start out already being somebody who is morally repugnant. You could have a guy, here's an example, like, okay, so you want a morally ambiguous character. Okay, so what you do is you have a guy who has a temper, he's got a chip on his shoulder, he gets kicked out of the Space Navy, and he becomes like a cargo runner that smuggles stuff. There you go. I basically just ripped off Han Solo, but you can do that. You don't have to have him start where, like, he boards a person's ship, he holds them at gunpoint, and he takes their hard-earned money. Like, it's hard to make that guy good. And she shoots one of those. You could do that, but here's the thing. The fact that he has a crew member that would do that already makes him bad, and that's a bit too dark, I think, for the kind of story you'd be going for anyway. Because once you do that, you can't really have fun anymore. I'm gonna hit the air. Ugh. Gonna get curvature of the spine again.
I could manage an invite. What was that? My friend, you are fucked.
See, since this came out in 2008, they can start saying the F words now. It was really just like overnight. This is like a mini boss fight, I think. Okay, so I think you can really hurt her bad with anti-personnel, which we don't have for that gun, but we do have for this one. Okay, so we hurt her a little bit. Once you get the camera, you can take a picture of the of that splicer. I know I'm supposed to be scared, but I got a shotgun. And she might have little cutty things on her hands. But I've got the ability to shoot somebody with Oh, shut the fuck up. I know I'm supposed to be scared here, but I'm more annoyed than scared.
Look on the belt. You'll find something to keep you alive.
A grenade launcher that honestly I feel is kind of useless.
Shots of those that crawls on the ceiling. Then I'll let you into the visual.
Yeah, more verbal morality statute.
Remember, sonny friend, I smell an ounce of Fontaine on you, and I'll have you in a box. Atlas gives you the vouch, but I ain't turning my eye.
You know, Peach, I'm not really that scared. I'm just saying, like, you did give me a grenade launcher, so what's to stop me from just blasting you with a grenade launcher?
Grown man jumping at ghosts. Fontaine's dead, and everybody knows it.
Is Fontaine really dead, Atlas? Is he? I don't know.
Ryan, you never mind all that.
Would you kindly tell me if you're lying, Mr. Atlas?
Seems like old Peach knows where to.
I'll admit, when I first played this game, I actually thought this was just a traditional kind of game. Like, I did not know you were gonna have, like, a giant twist. Now, we're not gonna get to the twist in this, stream, just because that's pretty far in the game. That's one thing I'm really impressed by, because they had a lot of restraint with that. Like, the game does not telegraph at all that he's gonna be, like, the villain of the game. And it's not like in the first 5 minutes either. Like, they could have easily done that, where, like, in the first 5 minutes, like, oh, he's the bad guy. Like, I didn't see that coming until it happened. And I'll admit that was pretty cool. I think one of the stupid Reddit complaints is like, oh, well, once you play the game, like, it doesn't work anymore. It's like, well, of course it doesn't work anymore. That's why the rest of the game is worth playing. That's why they put a, you know, good game in the game instead of, you know, just relying on that one twist. Mr. Bubbles. Scrubbing Bubbles. My God, we've got a talking brush. Or Mr. Clean. I thought he was an assassin. Crap. See, 45 ACP is not good at barrier penetration either. But when you've got a lot of them, it still doesn't help. Now, this was something else that people kind of complained about. The Vita chambers. I didn't have a problem with that. Because, like, you don't have to hit reload save. You do take a bit of a money hit. And you still got to walk back to where you started. It's a neat way of, like, cutting down on all the button presses and letting you get back into the game. I think there's a lot of dislike about games that don't have a big death punishment. But if you have a major death punishment, you're not going to want to actually finish the game. At least I wouldn't. That's why I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. It's like permadeath just kind of doesn't really do it for me. I've heard there's a big twist in System Shock 2, but I do not know what it is.
You saved me.
See, some of the little sisters are less annoying than others. Because they actually know how to keep their mouths shut. That's a lot of fish. Okay, do I have telekinesis equipped? And I do. Reminds me of Jedi Knight 2, where you can throw rockets back. Yeah, I've been recently reading through a book called Sufficiently Analyzed Magic. It has a lot of, it still has the issue of having, you know, all the protagonists are female, the main villain's a male, of course. Why would it not be? It's not woke. They bring out, they talk about the bad stuff in it, but it's set in the future. Like, way distant in the future. Humanity has all like some great technology, but I think I already mentioned this earlier in the stream. I think I did. Okay, about the kids that have like magical powers. But there's a scene in the book that's really, really cool that I don't think I mentioned, where like the bad guy, the evil male, uses like super tech. Crap! You can't spot me, camera. Uses some super technology to control the brain of one of the kids to basically unleash chaos from Warhammer 40k. It's pretty creepy because like 40k, we're kind of used to like the idea of like chaos and, you know, demons and shit, but imagine you're from a much more rational universe where stuff like that doesn't exist, and all of a sudden, not only do you not have the laws of physics or even the laws of like super space physics, but you literally have, like, the world just getting kind of, like, transformed into some kind of, like, chaotic hell. It's really well written. I was very surprised at that. That Nuttall guy has actually done a number of stories like that, where he's had, well, I'm really hurt again. God damn it, fucking grenade launcher. This really is super early game hell, because this game gets a little easier, but has actually done a number of 40k inspired things. And it's kind of cool, because, like, 40k, you're used to it, but, like, when you have, like, a traditional, like, science fiction thing, 40k is a good example of having some morally ambiguous characters. Caiaphas Cain is a good example of one of those morally ambiguous characters. But the way it's done is where he can still be heroic. In one of the stories, he's trying to, crap, where's my thing? There we go. My cursor. Go, 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 go. Damn it. I think we're gonna be screwed. Yep, I knew we were gonna be screwed. I swear, sometimes there's not enough pieces for this. But anyway, Caiaphas Cain is trying to warn some Tau, and like some allied militia is kind of like blocking him, and so he has his troops kill him, and like that fucks him up for the rest of his life. So like you can have that. That's morally ambiguous. You know, arguably any of the Primarchs in 40k are bad guys by any stretch of the imagination, but you can kind of like them because chaos is way worse. So the ends in that instance can justify the means, potentially. Oh, man. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? I don't have the right... You know what? Screw it. I'm going to do this. No, that's not going to work. We're going to try to get this at least once. No, that's Commissar Yorick. Caiaphas Cain is basically 40k Han Solo. See, like, Rabute Gilliman, by any stretch of the imagination, could be considered a bad guy in any other franchise, because he's, you know, killed off a lot of aliens in his day, you know. But, arguably, he is a good guy, because he's keeping humanity existent. So, like, is the Imperium evil? To a certain extent, yes. To another extent, it's like, well, they are keeping... God damn it. They are keeping humanity existent. They're the only government that exists, so... Is the Imperium evil? You know, I mean, not the Imperium. Is the Emperor evil? Arguably, he would be evil in any other franchise, but... Oh, crap. I'm just gonna run. Run! Run! Defend me, turret! Defend me! There's like a million turrets in here. Yep, I knew I was gonna die. Well, that's the question. Is all of 40K evil to begin with? It depends on which way you look at it. Because see, that's where your moral ambiguity kind of comes in, like legitimately. It's like, is the Imperium evil? Kind of. Are the Eldar evil? Kind of. But where it gets unambiguous is something like, say, the Dark Eldar. Like, there's no getting around that. Like, they are always 100% evil. The Orcs are 100% evil. Although there was one orc in one story that was kind of not that evil. Where, like, a human was actually able to impress him enough to where he actually ended up listening to the human. So that was pretty cool. Ooh, that reminds me. Yeah, there is a character that is probably what you're thinking of, Cyrus. There's a character named Cage, which... yeah, that is kind of on the nose. It's in the Last Chancers series, where he is a criminal that is put in a penal legion. And he does a lot of really bad stuff. But he's not a character you'd ever like, though. Because he ends up killing a bunch of innocent people, so, yeah. But that's the thing. That's a good example of that, where he actually does good despite being evil. And then he becomes a saint. The Armageddon Saint. I am so surprised he got brought into the current year of 40K. Because that was a character I figured everybody kind of forgot about. Like, I remembered him, but I didn't think anybody else did. The War of Cigarettes? Oh yeah, Eho Sticks, or whatever, or however the hell you pronounce it. You know, Rocket Turret, I thought we were on the same side. Evidently not. He's a fiery but mostly peaceful turret. Yeah, I got a big 40K video coming up on Space Marine 2. I touch on a bit of the lore of 40K in that. There's a lot of lore that goes into 40K. And a lot of it's pretty well written. Okay, give me the shotgun shells. Thank you. There's actually a novel prequel for Bioshock that's not too bad. It has like the plumber for Rapture as like the main character. As far as I remember, it was mostly decently written. I just never really cared that much about Bioshock, so I didn't really get that into it. Let's see, where is my little thing? There it is. I need all the turrets. Give me all the turrets. Okay, and... aha! A chain-smoking mechanic with a shotgun? That's not bad. The Punisher is considered... The Punisher is an example of a legitimate anti-hero. Yeah, he ends up killing off the criminals, but at the same time, the criminals are that bad. So, like, you don't have, say, the Punisher in good stories, you know, shooting, say, a purse snatcher. Instead, you have him going after human traffickers. That was a pretty depressing story. So you have something like that. Then you have, like, really badly written stories where the Punisher was, you know, evil from the start. The Punisher is one of those things where if people have, like, an axe to grind against, like, vigilantism, despite writing superhero stuff, they'll make him into, like, this real bad person. Kind of the same thing with Spawn. Oh, man, Spawn pissed off a lot of people. Because part of Spawn was where, like, he was originally this And then of course they had to make him like really evil, where like he beat his wife and everything. Yeah, people really didn't like that. Come on, hack. Spawn is definitely an art comic. I tried reading Spawn. I read a couple of the omnibuses, and I thought it was 100% eh. It was just very much art. It's like, oh man, look at the art, Todd McFarlane. Well, the stories were like okay at best. I mean, yeah, it had Neil Gaiman. Oh dear. And it had Neil Gaiman and like kind of like the who's who of comic book writers at the time, but none of the stories really wowed me. And I will admit, I did actually like the original Spawn movie, and I did see it in the 90s and thought it was actually kind of neat. Spawn as an idea is almost better than Spawn as an actual character. Alright, we could try to open up that safe. But we're gonna buy it out anyway. We're just gonna go ahead and buy it out. You can see that was actually useful, so I don't feel too bad about that. Bip. I don't even remember that line. But see, the thing about like Spawn versus say like Batman or Superman is most of those stories are pitch black, and they're not gonna have the same kind of fandom as something like a Batman or a Superman. They're ultimately just kind of depressing to read about. You know, it's like, as Sergeant Johnson said, you know, people need heroes, Chief, to give them hope. So smile, would you? Well, we got something to smile about. It's like, let's say Master Chief killed civilians. Like, he would not be the same character. You know, the fact that he never did kill civilians, we can actually be like, wow, Master Chief is the good guy. And people like that a lot more. I know I do. I personally am sick of like, oh, this character you're supposed to like, yeah, he like killed all the peoples and beat his wife. It's like, yeah, that's why nobody likes this stuff anymore. Because it's just too dark. You said that after Violet. Oh, man. I did not remember that. Joker or the Mask? The Mask has greater powers, so like, yeah, there's like the Mask. Oh god, not this guy again. I'm sure it does. This is neither the time nor the place for... Oh crap, I forgot how to use the camera. What's the control for that? See, this still has a lot of PC influences. Did the game crash? Yep, it crashed. Bioshock is not responding. Wow, it didn't want to go to the menu. Okay, well, let's bring up Bioshock again. That's a weird crash. I didn't have that when I did the review. What's your thoughts on Helldivers? I've not had a chance to play Helldivers. I would like to, though, at some point. Oh, man. Bioshock is freaking out right now. I guess because I'm playing it in a window. Maybe that's why it's not working right. Okay. Because now it's like full screen. Okay, well, we'll try to fix this real quick. At least it's been mostly cooperative. A lot of these games really don't like being played in a window. Okay, blind squirrel. That's nice. What was the original? Yes, yes, NVIDIA. Ugh. And these are all unskippable, by the way. And I really want you to know that 2K belongs to all the subsidiaries in multiple languages. I don't think if you could speak South Korean, you'd care any more than if you could speak English. Okay. Now, let's go and get this back into a window so I can actually see. I don't know why it shut off windowed mode. That is so weird. There we go. Let me see, did it change like the the audio options? It did. Alright, let's take that all the way back down to audio 2. Alright. Bioshock, you disappoint. The Mask, though. That was a great movie, but when I learned about the comic, I was like, oh man, the comic's gotta be... That's not really what I want to see. Ugh. We're all the way back here. Okay. Well, we do have saves we can do. Okay, let's go all the way back down. Commissar Yorick has the arm because it looks cool. Okay, there's Neptune's bounty. We're going back to May 2nd, 2024. Gonna go take you back to the past. We're gonna take you back to May 2nd. I can't even imagine what was going on in May 2nd. That was only like a year ago. Must not have been much. Okay, so we got the annoying guy that won't shut the fuck up. But we can get some ammo, so that's something at least. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Go to Fontaine Fisheries. I'm guessing we already did the thing. Let's see. What is the camera control? Whatever, I guess it doesn't matter because... Well, we did not take any pictures, but, I guess we're fine. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and let's go back down here and let's load another save. Just gonna load that one. At 5:49 p.m. I was playing the game on May 2nd. But you also notice that even though The Mask has some fandom on like Reddit, because that comic is so unpleasant, nobody really cares that much about it anymore. Okay, I guess we didn't lose that much progress. What was I doing on May 2nd? At least I have ammo. This is not a good place to be. I didn't hack those, it seems. What plasmids do I have? Well, I got a lot more plasmids. I must have been playing better then. I'm gonna blame the chat. Cade Skywalker is considered an actual hero because he doesn't do anything that... Actually, no, I take that back. Cade Skywalker would be considered a anti-hero of a sort because he did sell out that Jedi. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But once again, it's not like anybody's gonna really like Cade Skywalker as a human being. Alright, let's grab that. Okay. Okay, and we will use this. I have to do these stupid turrets again. See how we've been going? 1 hour 48? Alright. We're gonna try to at least get the camera. I think we already have the camera. No, we don't. We don't have the camera yet. Because the game crashed. Defend me, turret! Defend me! I'm getting blown up by literally everything. Fuck it, just run! Just run! Everything's trying to kill me. It's like the real world. Okay. Just gonna hide. Not that it's gonna help. Like, I already had it. We're just gonna spam all the... Nope, that didn't work. Oh, game, you annoy me. Because I'd already hacked every turret. If it was the future, I should have been saving the entire time. I suppose it's my own fault. Well, at least the turret unalived itself. Okay, well, we're gonna unalive this thing with telekinesis. Okay. I keep thinking that's gonna let me grab it instead I just push it. I thought I could grab it. Instead, it just pushed me away. You know what? I am not going to do that again. Since we're almost done for the day, let's just shoot it. Thank you, game. Okay. Now we made it back in here. The character that is not a moral person but makes a very good protagonist to read about. A character that is not moral but makes it is a character that is entertaining, that does stuff that's entertaining, and ultimately he is pit against people that are worse than he is. So like your Walter White kind of characters, you know? Not every character has to be the good guy, but at the same time, people prefer heroic types. Because when you have a villain protagonist, that's the TV tropes term, you're gonna have something that people will like as they watch it, but eventually they're gonna get tired of that. And you can't make them too bastardly either. So like Walt White can't like beat up Skylar, because if he does, no one's gonna have any real there we go. Because then nobody's gonna have any, or like if he were to beat up like Walt Jr., like no one would like that. Or if he would like disparage like Walt Jr., he would like make fun of him for his autism. Like, you know, that goes beyond the pale. Oh, Blood Meridian. I never read Blood Meridian, but the fact that it's so popular with like the edgy boys, I can't take it seriously. And I was friends with an edgy boy in the early 2010s. My edgy boy friend, oh my, this edgy dude though, he would not shut the fuck up about Blood Meridian, and would constantly quote the game. It's like, oh god, just get a girlfriend, dude. I think he did eventually. But would not shut up about Judge Holden. Just I can't do it. I can't take it seriously. Wow, I did not remember that. I've not seen Breaking Bad in a long time, so well, there you go. Although I've seen some red pills try to say that like Skylar was the real villain and like Walt did nothing wrong. I'm like, are you sure about that, red pillies? Are you sure? I swear, these people get more unhinged all the time. But yeah, I just can't take Blood Meridian seriously. Because I know that Blood Meridian's like, it's like modern day literature, man. It's just, ugh. I'ma just read my Star Wars and be happy. No, I didn't like The Mask just because it was kind of boring. I didn't like Mask for the... See, gore is not necessarily bad, but like when your protagonist is ultimately just a boring one, you see like The Mask is always going to do something bad, or the character's always going to die, you know, it's that sort of thing. When everybody's a bastard, it's like, meh. You know what to expect. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's like, oh, nothing's going to happen this episode except a bunch of people are going to die. Nothing's really going to be advanced in any meaningful way. And they can introduce a character and kill him off literally within the episode. Although, that's my perspective. I was friends with someone not too long ago who was a big fan of that show. And she mentioned to me that like the reason why she liked it was simply because you never knew who was going to survive to the end of the episode, which I could see the point of. But for me, that was just a big fat meh. The cheeky bar, eh? Oh my.
We tricked you, monster.
Oh crap.
Find a better hiding place, monster. I can see
I'm not a monster. I don't put pineapple on pizza. Okay, well, you know, let me get anti-personnel. Yeah, I was doing this playthrough a whole lot better than the one I was initially doing. Okay, so they want me to take a picture of this, eh? I don't think we're gonna have time to get into that room. Project Brutality is like, that's 2D, you know, violence and gore, and that's where you're shooting demons. Penalty. Subject is dead, but how do we know they were truly alive? We're all born to die, man. All we are is dust in the wind. Yeah, I never played Bioshock 2 just because it seemed like such a cynical cash grab. For me personally, it's like when they said there's gonna be a Bioshock 2, it's like, wasn't the story completely wrapped up at the end of the first game? Why would I get a sequel when, like, you know, what's the point of that? Ugh, Patonia. That is way too difficult. I am too old to play a game that requires me to constantly quick save. Come out, spider slicers. I need pictures. Okay, maybe they're not going to show up unless I get out of the camera then. Really? Oh, it's just a lead head. Wonder who, like, named these creatures. Like, okay, well, did they all agree to be called, like, lead head splicers and spider slicers? Like, you are officially designated the spider slicer. Splicer? It's implied that he just had a box of shells and he doesn't shoot that much. So it's like, it's not that hard to believe. And people just want to make money, which I guess is fine, but you know. Oh crap! Take a picture! That better be an A. Action shot. Okay, so now we can just shoot him with anti-personnel. Okay, don't want to waste my ammo on them. Okay, so we can finish the mission and go to Fontaine Fisheries. I didn't know if we could do that. Especially since the game crashed halfway through this level. Okay, so I would normally literally loot everything, but we're just gonna go back so we can hurry up and finish. That's the only thing about streaming is, like, you got a finite amount of time, so. And yeah, you can make your own gunpowder. Speaking of gunpowder, gonna be doing some black powder videos hopefully soon. I don't know. It depends on how good the range trip is. You see, black powder is very hard to work with. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hopefully be able to take a black powder revolver to the outdoor range, and assuming the percussion caps work and everything goes off, hopefully not half-cocked, I'll actually be able to get some footage, and we'll have a review of the Pieta 1851 Navy, which is a great classic revolver. Thank you, turret. A double-barreled shotgun, I don't think it's really necessarily a FUD gun, but, you know, it's cool for a movie. It gives him good offensive firepower without being, I don't have a Rebel channel yet. I'm going to try to upload it to YouTube because it's black powder, so they shouldn't consider it one of the evil, bad boy guns. At least I hope they don't. We'll see. If they, like, have a problem with it, I will create a Rumble one. Because I'm going to avoid any of those evil, mean guns for a little while. Mainly because I've already talked about all the ones that I have anyway. Give me that sweet, sweet wrench lurker. Sounds like we got a blue hair down there. You can get plenty of good double-barreled shotguns, but you can literally get... You know, we're not trying to survive. We're just trying to make it through. Yeah, the Stoker... The Stoker was actually what, Ash has in Army of Darkness. It was not a double-barreled Remington. I don't think Remington ever made a double barrel. I don't think they have. Yeah, Stoker will cost you about 600. I got a double barrel that I can do a video on at some point, but I don't know when I would get around to it. It's because shotguns are a little harder to shoot at the ranges I have access to. But I got a Sears and Roebuck shotgun manufactured in the 1950s. Got that for super cheap too.
Nobody walks into my swampy carrying heat. Put your weapons in the pneumo, and then I'll let you in.
Pick it up! Why can't I pick it? Oh, I know I can't pick it up.
We can't very well take your plasmas away now, can he?
There we go. Alright, there we go. Give me all that good stuff. Nothing in the corpse. Alright. Who needs guns when you've got flames? Side by side, it's going to be better for home defense and stuff like that. Over and under is good for sporting clays and stuff like that. Standard riot shotguns. J.C. Higgins. Yeah, my double barrels of J.C. Higgins. Used to be you could buy them right out of the Sears catalog. Oh crap, you bastard. Yeah, we'll do this boss fight then call it a day. Okay, well, let's get this out of the way so we don't get attacked by his little buddies. Like he's like having his little speech and we're just completely ignoring him. Okay, give me all the hackings. Okay, there we go. Good, 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 good. And we should be able to just... boom. No crazies? Good. Some double barrels will let you actually pull both triggers at one time, but not all. Some won't even have double triggers. Goddamn turrets. Okay, let's get out our incinerate here and let's burn him. Burn him! Burn him! Burn him! Smack him with a wrench. You know, game, I know the machine I just damaged was friendly to me. I just push everyone away, man. Oh, you bastard. Burn him! Oh, we almost got him. Gonna punch Lenny in the back of the head. Wow, he's got multiple health bars. What is this, a JRPG? Where we have to fight literal God with a buster sword? DP-12. Yeah, that thing was kind of silly. Okay, this is gonna be harder than I would like it to be. Ugh. Ugh. And see, we don't even have to reload the save, and we didn't even lose our progress. Hey, wait, can we get... No, we can't. It'd be hilarious if we could just deliberately let ourselves get blasted. Okay, I guess what we need to do is we need to actually do something smart. and go in there and discharge him. Don't blow the body away. I'm trying to steal his God damn it. Trying to steal his pistol game. Come on. Get with the program. I haven't thought about the Keltec KSG in a long time. I mean, people made fun of it back when it came out, but people still buy it. Okay, you little bastard. Just beat him. Okay, wait, where's my Okay. Give me some health. Okay, I think we did kill him. I think I killed him with a tray. I'm gonna kill you with a tray. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Bioshock 1. I think it still holds up. I mean, it does, even for the time, I think it had some elements that were kind of old, and some elements that seemed kind of inexplicable, like they didn't have time to finish it, or maybe they changed it like halfway through development. But overall, I think I still like Bioshock. You definitely need to be able to pay full attention to the game, though. First came out, I thought it was gonna be a flop. Yeah. KSG's still there. The Smith & Wesson equivalent flopped, unfortunately. Alright, well, I am General Lotz, and next week we're going to play some Red Faction Guerrilla. But until that time, I'm going to wish you good System Shock 2 and good Bioshock 1, or whatever makes you happy.